One innovation.
Start. Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the next topic, that is lake is an ecosystem. Lake is an ecosystem. After completion of this origin and classification of lakes in Unit 2 of the aquatic biology, we will discuss today. That is the topic is lake is an ecosystem. Why we called them as an ecosystems? Right. In the environmental, okay, in environment that there is so many types of ecosystems is there. Grassland ecosystem, forest ecosystem, desert ecosystem, and the next one is this aquatic ecosystem is there. Okay, in our first class, that is a introduction about the aquatic biomes. Okay, biomes is there, different type of ecosystems is also there. Marine ecosystem, freshwater ecosystem. Okay, mainly the aquatic ecosystem will be categorized into only two types, that is marine water and freshwater ecosystem. In the freshwater ecosystem, we have learned some more things about their floating. Based on their movements, we can categorize into another two types. Those are lentic and lotic. Here lentic means where the water bodies have a shallow depth and they are completely dependent on the rainy seasons. Then only they can fill with the waters, and these water bodies can take some more time in the period of our life. They can endogenous or completely disappears. Okay, by the action of these man-made and uses of these thrown out the garbages into the small ponds or a shallow depth of the water body. Okay, it is slowly disappears. And where the lotic ecosystem, lotic freshwater, lotic ecosystems, here we are observing that the things, okay, this lotic ecosystem is connected with the river and or the oceans, right? There is one is the most important source of water which enter into the lotic ecosystem. That is, one is the rainfalls and another one is the river. Okay, rainwater and rainwater, these both important natural resources which are enter the water into the water body or the water lakes. Okay, those are known as lotic ecosystem types, which means they have a continuous flow of water, and this water slowly enters into the oceans or nearby any seas or nearby any another river. These lakes, okay that's like here we are discussed that the lake is an ecosystem, right? Each ecosystem is mainly composed of two important factors. Those are biotic and abiotic factors. Here, what are the biotic factors? Okay, let us see about the factors. Lake is an ecosystem. Right? How can we define this? Important topic. Lake is defined as a large water body and having a depth and width. Okay, this is known about lake. The scientific study of lakes are known as limnology. Scientific study of lake is known as limnology. And next here, ecosystem. In the ecosystem, we are having the two important factors: abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic factors, okay one is abiotic and another one is biotic factors. These abiotic factors consist of water, land and oxygen, carbon dioxide, okay land, water, carbon dioxide, and here the pH levels and temperature, and one more thing is that is sunlight, okay, and next one is pressure, and another one the dissolved solids which are included in the abiotic factors. Isn't it clear, ma? And where here and some nutrients which are solids, dissolved solids, these are considered as the nitrates and their chlorides and their sulfates, okay, now, and magnesium and manganese, okay, etc. These are the abiotic factors. And where the biotic factors? These are constitutes the plants and animals. Okay, flora and fauna. Simply our biological scientific terms, that is plants and animals. Plants and animals. Flora and fauna. Which type of flora and fauna is survive in the aquatic water bodies or aquatic biomes or aquatic ecosystems? Right, ma? We are observed here. Let us discuss about these systems. Right? The physical chemical factors both are included in the abiotic factors. Where the life, which is the organisms are live, those are all are under these biotic factors. Biotic factors are nothing but living organisms. Abiotic factors are physico-chemical characteristics of the ecosystem. Those are under categorized by these abiotic factors. Right now, I am simply draw the diagram which is go to easily understand us. Right? In the ecosystem, this is the region, okay, and this is located here, ma. This is a surface water of the lake. Here, this is a submerged area, and this submerged area can deep into these regions, right? Here also be the same structure. We will draw here or continue of these lands, okay. This is a soil or the bank or core of this land. Okay, what we said here. This is soil or simply soil, right? And it is completely connected with the land. Up to this region, we are, okay, we are identified the numerous plants, shrubs, and some other which are limnatic, some Kara-like small plants is there which are completely deep in the water, which are using only the shrubs. Right now, shrubs. And here the another form, that is large trees which are found here the lands. Right? Okay, yes, this is total water. The water forms, this is the surface of the water. This surface of the water is very warm and having some floating movements. Right, ma'am? In this lake, you are observed to inlet of water and outlet of water. Right. And next to this region is where here the region, this region is having some waters, and here also we are observing some of the water regions, okay, and dividing the regions up to this region we are observing the zone. the zone which is most important and helpful for the producers. Here the nutrients and the sediments are in abundant or using number. Okay, here the sunlight is penetrating is also very deep up to the bottom of the region, and here oxygen, the dissolved oxygen is also very in high quantities, and next that's why the plant's growth is highly present in that region. That's why this region is known as littoral zone. This zone is known as littoral zone. This is the first one now. I am indicating here the one. Okay, first one. And next here I am indicating second number. And here the third. And here the fourth one. Right? The four zones are present in the lake ecosystem, especially which are including in both the physico-chemical characters and the animals. Okay, organisms life, that is both plants and animals. In this region, we are observing that the abiotic and biotic factors, where the sunlight is penetrated into this region up to the bottom of the region, and some plants are grown in upside of the water, and some plants are totally they grow inside of the water and they can flourish only the surface of the water. For example, this Nilabo lotus plant. Okay, and these are the steps and small growing of the plants. Those are like this Cara, Edogonium, and some these walnuts, and which are the appears on the blue green algae. Okay, ma'am. Such a type of phytoplanktons and their important producers are grown on this littoral zone. That's why the productivity of the littoral zone is a high matter, right? And next, then here we are observed the second zone. The second zone is known as, right, beta? Second zone is known as limnatic zone. Why we call them it as an limnotic zone? Let us discuss here. Limnotic zone. In this zone, the surface water is shows a free and fast current movements, flow movements. Okay, and in this region, up to this, we are just only walk on the substratum and reach out up to this area. But when we saw in this to this area, we are observing total water area. There is no standing on the substratum of the lake. We do not have any substratums to standing on the zone. The zone is considered as completely in limnatic zone. Okay, this water is here the sun. This sun can produce in the sunlight. This sunlight can, I am just to draw the H news. Okay, the sunlight can produces the surface of the water in warm, very warm in nature. Warm water. This warm water can evaporate and form as in precipitations. Right? Here the clouds is there. Right now, clouds are also is there. Warm water. This warm water can evaporates, and next one is it forms the precipitations. No, there's the clouds. Okay. What's here? I mentioned that is limnatic zone. The water shows a fast movement and the temperature minimum up to 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. Some in our tropical region, the surface water temperatures are starts with the 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, right. And these temperatures, the water shows an movements, very frequent movements, and here the fauna. The fauna is a small fishes or leaves. Small fishes or leaves in this region, and some phytoplanktons and zooplanktons. Zooplanktons are also live in these regions, and some larvae. Those are tadpole-like structures, some frogs and crustaceans, napiers, meganapiers. Okay, ma. And next one is the phytoplankton, such as the pistia, and some the floating plants. Floating plants are present on the limnatic zone, and the floating animals which are having a small in nature. These larvae are for the food of the frog, and these next frogs are fooding of the snakes. Here is small. Okay, ma'am. These larvae are attached to these phytoplanktons, and these are producers. These are primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. Now we are observing a small food chain. In the limnatic zone. In the limnatic zone, we are observing the what we observe. Sorry. Here, dissolved oxygen percent is high. The penetration of sunlight is very high. Temperatures are also very light, and the water movements is also very fresh and movements. These movements are also helpful to the fishes to starting their breeding sessions. Okay, ma'am. And that's why here the fauna and flora is very flourished in this region. Here the organic material will be high and rich. Why? Because where the runoff of rainwater slowly enters into the substrata, and the substrata water is also being followed in these regions and slowly outlets. And next one, the zone is littoral zone, limnatic zone, benthic zone, and this zone is prepondal zone. Prepondal zone. This zone is benthic zone. Right, ma'am? In the prepondal zone, okay, this is having a high light, and here when we are compared with these two, the fourth one is benthic zone. Here very dark and cool, dark sides, and next one is cool. The water nature is very cool. Why? Because the sunlight is can't penetrated up to this region. That's why water nature is very cool. They are looking in a dark, cool, less temperature. That's why here we are writing that is the temperatures are very cool. That's why water is also be very cool. Here dissolved oxygen percentage is also be very low, and here so many saprophytic organisms are present. Detrivorous animals are found out in this benthic region. In the benthic region, okay ma'am, the substratum is having a high or rich in organic nutrients and the organic materials which are the dead particles dead particles of these both plants and animals come and reached out the bottom of this area. Okay, these are completely cleaned by the scavengers. Both are bacteria and another one is fungi. Okay, these both organisms are shows action on the dead or decomposing bodies and decaying them and converted them into the nitrogen or nitric acids levels. Some carbon dioxide also be releases in this area. Carbon dioxide releases from the waste bodies. Right now, right here the life is very little in man. The life is very little. Only the carnivorous animals which are completely adapted to eating by these dead animals. And here the bacteria, fungi, and some the organisms which are live in the benthic regions. Those are have the ciliary feeding. Right. Next one is this. In between of this dark side it is have a very light and bright temperatures. Light is penetrated and having a high light in this area. This is a low and this is a high. In between of these two zones, here we are observing a mesolimnic zone or simply profundal zone. What we said, ma? A metalimnian or mesolimnian zone. Metalimnian. Profundal big and sorry. Benthic zone and metalimnian zone. Hypolimnian zone. This benthic zone is also known as hypolimnian zone. Right? Littoral zone, limnatic zone, and next one is metalimnatic zone, metalimnian zone, and fourth one hypolimnian zone. Hypolimnian zone is nothing but the benthic region, where meta means this is in median of these bright and dark regions which is present in the metalimnian zone. In this zone, we are observing so many nectons. These nectons and floating plants. And next one is that is floating animals. These floating animals, and here the small fishes and large fishes. Small fishes and large fishes. Large fishes are present in the metalimnian zone, which means here the food chain will be converted as a food web. In this and in this. Total these two regions is completely converted as a large food web in the aquatic bio or the aquatic systems. Right, ma? This is the zones which are present in the lake ecosystem. In the lake ecosystem, the phytoplanktons and the producers is there, which are appears in the littoral zone. In the littoral zones, we are simply remember that the four terms sense, that is sunlight. First one is sunlight is penetrated, and here enough nutrients, and next the where we are enter into next one, sunlight, enough nutrients, and the oxygen, so dissolved oxygen percentages, and some percentage of carbon dioxide will also be important. And next one, the productivity. Here the productivity will be high in the littoral zone. Right? And next we will discuss under the limnatic zone. Limnatic zone is consist of very large life. Why? Because here the complete floating of water is there. The sunlight will be bright and reaches up to these regions. Okay. And next one we are having this phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, and small fishes is there. Okay, the temperature of the water will be increases here. The warm water will be evaporated and form as a precipitation, and this precipitation when coming of the rainfalls. Okay, ma. This line system is from here, and here what are the morphometry of the lake? Okay, the physical characters. Here the pH, and next the dissolved solids or solvents. Both are chemical factors. Let us discuss about the chemical factors of the lake ecosystem. Chemical factors. What are the chemical factors is there? Simply there is nitrates, and next one is some salts, these salts, and next calcium, phosphates, and next one is salts, nitrates, calcium, and another one is the dissolved carbon dioxide, this carbon dioxide percentage is starts to 0. 0. Or some more 2.1 to 6.2 ppm. This is the average which are suitable for the life of the aquatic organisms. This carbon dioxide is dissolved and formed in the carbonic acid and sometimes bicarbonates carbonate forms. And next one, the pH. This water pH is also very important, but this pH will be changes based on the seasons. For example, in the rainy seasons occurs. Okay, the high amount of plenty water is run off and mixed with the lake water. That's why up to when the time comes the rainy season, up to the salinity will be slowly increases. Why? Because the evaporation is occurs. That's why this plenty water combined and with this water, the pH will be less. Okay, the water is be diluted. Less salinity is present in the area. Right? And next one is here after completion of these chemicals. Okay, and next one the physical factors. Those are sunlight and the temperatures. And next one is the pressure. When water pressure is, when this is the depth is increases, pressure also be increases. Right? And next classes we are discussed the topics, that is morphometry of a lake. Thank you, students. And next topic is here morphometry of a lake. Lake morphometry, which means the morphological features, the external appearance of a lake. External morphology or measurements. External measurements of a lake is known as morphometry of lake. In the morphometry of lake, we are observing so many things. Okay, ma? Here the remaining of the biotic factors. Okay, let us discuss the physico-chemical factors and their depth measurements. Here, depth of lake, and next one is width of lake, and next one is here where they consist of a size. Either this is both includes in this size or shapes which are give us more and more flora and fauna. For example, if shape is surrounded. Here is a lake. This lake is found shows any movement. This is not connected with the either river or oceans. These are simply known as a closed lakes. Closed lakes, right now, are simply called as if this is an lentic lake, which means the water is present in this area. This is only stagnant in the area. That's why this shape is also the most important. But where the shape is like this, the water can flow, and this type of lakes are connected with the rivers or connected with the oceans. These are known as lotic lakes. Isn't it, ma'am? These are the closed lakes. These are open lakes. How we are measured the morphometry of a lakes? Right. Here the depth. If this is in a very small in size, to appearing of this uppiling of place, but where the depth is very low. For example, the high depth of lake is Baikal Lake, and the lake which is consist of a large and their depth is very low. For example, Lake Superior. Lake Superior is a longest lake and have a less depth when we compared with this Baikal and this Superior. Why we are compared with this here? Baikal Lake is a salt lake. This salt lakes means where the water is stagnated in a particular area. Here the temperature is high, the evaporation is occurs. Slowly the water levels will be decreases. That's why the salinity will be increases in the area. The dead and decomposing of organisms are slowly reached out the bottom of the sea or lakes, and automatically they are increasing of their nutrient levels. This is about the lentic and this is about the lakes. Next class we will discuss in broader